はい。いいですか？チンチキチンチキ。今日やっていくのはこんなタイトルのゲームだよ。聞いたことがあるかな？もうなんかね、勝手に始まっちゃったね。おう。
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
見えます？字見えますか？ああ、大きくなるかな。さあ、ホラーではない。字見えるかな。結構突然こうやってね、思わぬところに出るんだよ。ちょっと待って、オプション。どうしたどうした？丸が×か。×が丸か。×丸くんか。ちょっと待って。ちょっと音下げて。明るさを上げようか。ホラーではないけど、ちょっと雰囲気はちょっと怖いっていうかな。全くホラーじゃないとも言わないけど。
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent. Open immediately.
読めます？じゃあ読まないね。あ？
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
腕長っ。
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
まあ動かなきゃ消えなそうなやつをなるべくゆっくり見るけどね。早い時もあると思
No one had driven this way in a long time.
遠い遠い。
But I saw a few hoof prints.
あ、こっちで合ってんのかな。これ走ってんのかな。狩らなきゃ。肉を、あいつの肉を食べなきゃ。間違えた。
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
「ホラーなのかなと思ってね、その昔実況動画で一通り見たんでね、どんな話なのかは知ってます。
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
割と印象的だったのでね、結構覚えてますわ。
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
面白いね、字幕がね。
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
ドン、ロイス、エディス、エディ。今喋ってるのはエディス。エディスですね。In loving memory。なんでしょうね。ちょっと英語は分かんないよ。
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
ルイス。ルイスはエディスのお兄さんかな。 ルイスとミルトンがお兄さんのようですね。ミルトン男かな、多分男。とんでもない数の缶詰が。鮭っつってたね。
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it.
家がありすぎ
Slime
る。
with too many teeth. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
一体何があったんでしょうか。
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
一通りね。
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
イーディは誰だ。イーディイーディイーディイーディ、あ、イーディいたいたいたいた、下の方にいたね。イーディイーディ、ひいばあちゃんっつった。親ばあちゃん、ひいばあちゃんかな。みんな早死にしてます。
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
突然みんないなくなった。一体どういうことなのか。一周しました。2階へ行ってみましょう。家族の思い出がめちゃくちゃある。一族の思い出が。
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
ミルトン、兄のミルトンが行方不明になって、お母さんはドアを全部閉めてしまって、おばあちゃんは穴を開けたと。なので穴の中を覗くことができるっちゅう話で
I
すかね。
spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
お、開いたね。
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
ミルトン兄ちゃんがここで遊んでたよと。
Maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
誰かの部屋ですね。
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
覗き穴の位置高くね。モーリー。 モリーは左下にいます。おばあちゃんのお母さん、おばあちゃん、エイディはひいばあちゃんじゃねえか。モリーはおばあちゃんの代に当たるね。一番左、37年から47年。10歳で亡くなりました。
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
今までは覗き穴でしか見たことがなかったっちゅってた。モリーの思い出。
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around
起きながらお腹がペコペコで、だから食べ物を探しに行ったの。ネズミの
The
餌。
gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
All gone.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
お腹が空いてます、この子。かわいそうに。ね。暗いね。うん、あまり明るくなんないね。すごいね。おトイレあるの。自分の部屋におトイレが。
I kept eating and eating.
歯磨きかー。ズボボ。オーマイガー、オーマイガー。
I ate a lot of things that night.
オーマイガー、オーマイガー。美味しくなさそうですね。
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
ツバメさん。
I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
んチョン。チョン。チョン。どこ行くんだ。チョン。チョン。チョン。チョン。チョン。チョン。チョン。
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
あ、ママとパパ見えてんのかなあれ。にゃーにゃー。あ、ぶぶぶぶ。よいしょ。よいしょ。よいしょ。 よいしょ。ちょん。よいしょ。
I almost got her.
ブニャーブニャーブニャブニャ
I could tell she was getting really tired.
ブニャー
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
食べたい食べたあれ出ていくんだ。にゃーにゃーにゃーにゃーにゃーにゃー
I gobbled her up.
おーにゃー
Suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
どこですか？どこにいるんですか？おー、よっしゃ。
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
満たされましたか？
Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
うおー、ママラビット。あーっとかし。ママラビットも捕まえました。
Too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
ピチピチピチピチピチピチだけ操作してます。えいらえいやえいやえいや
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean.
うー
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
あー、待って待って待って、ちょっと運転しにくいですね。どうやって下に潜る？ああ、こうか。ほら、もっと下、も
I
っと下。
wanted fat, juicy seals.
パックンチョ。
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
運転が難しいですね。お。
Grabbed on tight. Oh, when I was
パ
so
ックンチョ。
I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
ヘビは大丈夫ですか？ヘビなのかわからないけ
Now
ど
I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
即死か。
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
どっちやねーん。
belly was rusty. His belly was rusty. His belly was rusty.
怖いね。一体何になっちゃったってんだい。
Passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelt a veneer, something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
カメラが勝手に動くから酔うんだよな。ここはまさか私の部屋。
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
.このようにして森ばあちゃん
I'm
は
not
亡
sure
く
if I
なっ
believed
た。
all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
エディは森の母ちゃんってことだね。おそらく食中毒でしょう。
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
ここから出れないんですか？ん？
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
まだ調べてないことありますか？あ、こっちから行くのね。
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
おそらく母さんが母さん誰だ？ドーンか。
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
イーディひいばあちゃんの部屋。
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
ルイスはお兄さん。
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
ちょっと時々よくわかんないですね。スヴェン。スヴェンはあれか。
Even in her 90s,
よそから来た。
sometimes Edie seemed a lot
ちょっと
younger
待って
than
待って
my
待って。
mother.
イーディは長生きだったんですね。これ私じゃないですか？自分じゃないですか？これもしかして。
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
サムおじいちゃんの最初の妻だったケイ。サムおじいちゃん、ケイいましたね。サムとケイの子供がドーン、ガス、グレゴリーだね。
It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
スヴェンはサムに。スヴェンはサムに。スヴェンっていうのはそこに1個ある葉っぱだな。誰かの夫だ。よそから来た。誰の夫だ？ああ、エリーの夫がスヴェンなのか。ミルトン。カルビンとサムが双子なんですね。カルビンとサムの部屋ですね、多分。ここがカルビン、こっちがサム。おお。
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
サムおじいちゃんに双子の兄弟がいました。遠い。もうね、これ見るからにカルビン途中で成長止まってますね。宇宙を夢見た少年でしょうか。いいね、こんなお家与えられてたら楽しかろうね。
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
あ、これで酔ったんだ私。思い出した。だから目を細めてやる。ここでやめたな。
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
飛びたかった。カル
I
ビン
told
は
him going around was
空を
impossible.
このブランコで一
Maybe
周
if
した
I
かった。
hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
い
then
ける
maybe
気がする。
he'd still be here.
いける気がするぞー。
I think he'd already made up his mind.
今日こそ行く。
That's what I want to remember about my
一周
brother.
するぞー。ブランコで一周だ。みんなの憧れ。あらあらあらあらあらあらあらあらあらあら。一周した。
The day he made up his mind to fly, and he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
そうして死んでしまった。
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
前操作が分かんなかったけど今は分かったわ。左右のグリグリで左右の足だった。待ってください。あんまりぐるぐるするともうちょっと酔い始めてますよ。すごいね。あ、どうした？どうすればいい？すごいですね。
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
バーバラのお部屋。
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
きっとこれに出て一躍スターになったんでしょうね。
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh, Jack here with
これちょっと怖かったかもな。
inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it the surprise ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles in secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
また閉めたの？いや、よくできてるよ、これ。本当に。
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
"一体何が?"
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept them for somebody to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Boom.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
どうすんだどうすんだ。
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
という話なのさ。
Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
というわけさ。結局この人はどういう死なのかちょっとよくわからないですね。猟奇殺人者にやられた。 スターになりたかったバーバラ。開かないんですか？こっから帰るんですか？
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
オルゴールのターンですか？
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
どんどん行くぞ。
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
いける。スベン。スベンのじいちゃんかな、ひいじいちゃん。
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
暗い。暗いよ。
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
秘密の
If there's
食
a
料庫が。
pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
「バーバラの弟のオルターはここに隠れて住んでいた。
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm
振
done
動がなくなっ
waiting.
た。
I have to leave while I still can.
あ、こっちはもう行けない。
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Nowではもう廃線になっていると。見てんのかな。 よし。今セーブされたかな。
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
終わろう。